For our usability test, we decided to perform the test on this Sony alarm clock. Our moderation technique consists of a retrospective probing, which is waiting till the task is over to ask questions, in order to not distract a participant as they are doing a task. We conducted our test at Odegaard Library with certain control conditions and a randomization of tasks to ensure all participants have a fair start and to reduce any bias that could influence our data. Our task consisted of setting the time, turning on and tuning the radio, and recording a message for oneself. We chose these tasks as they utilize all the functions available on the radio. Our metrics consisted of both qualitative and quantitative data to be able to compare the results as well as have a deeper understanding of the user. Our metrics were time to complete task, number of steps taken to complete task, and thoughts and feelings before and after completing task. In selection of our participants, we used hallway testing, which is a usability test using randomly selected people in order to reduce bias and to quickly identify any major problems on the object.
For task 1, which was setting the time, the results were as follows. Our participants started with looking for buttons that would turn on the time display, and after some fiddling succeeded. According to participant 1, this task was harder than he expected, whereas our second participant found this task to be easier because he had done another task before this. The second participant started by pressing all buttons and changing the modes on the clock. The third participant completed the task relatively faster than the other two participants and found the task easy, both before and after he performed it. As we can see from our usability metrics, each participant had different approaches and inputs to the task. The main conclusion was that the buttons for this task were not intuitive enough. As for task 2, which was turning on the radio, participant 1 succeeded easily but had trouble attaining accuracy of the frequency, whereas the second participant had difficulty turning on the radio. The third participant did not have any difficulties while completing this task and was of the opinion that radio mechanisms needed no change. It is evident from the usability metrics of task 2 that this task was relatively simpler or more intuitive than the rest, apart from the fact that attaining accuracy was an issue.
This is a result of task 3. They try to record a message for themselves. The person 1 takes 3 steps to finish it, and he feels like pretty easy. The second person also feel like pretty easy to finish it. The third person finished it twice and feel like a little bit difficult. Here's the summary of it. And about the redesign part, because all the people try to hold the button and change time, they felt like a little bit difficult to figure it out. And also they cannot get the exact radio they want to listen to, and also they press the button and feel like they don't get any response. Also, all of them try to use alarm setting part to turn on the clock.
If we were to redo our usability test, we would get more users to test and have a more representative sample in order for our test to be more accurate.